we are privileged for the first time in the history of Sri Lanka to have an official Miladun Nabi felicitation. We used to have it for a long period of time, but this is the first time an event of this magnitude, though simple in nature because of the situation in the country and the pandemic, is being held at the official residence of His Excellency the Prime Minister. That's the Temple Trace. This place is of immense significance to this country. And His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa is no ordinary leader. He had united this country. He had served humanity. He had brought liberation to this country from the scourge of terrorism. In doing so, he has treated each and every citizen, irrespective of their race or religion, with immense dignity. Every time he had done that. Before this, it is during his tenure as the president of this country that iftar was officially initiated there during the month of Ramadan. Huge crowd representing various stratas of the Muslim society, including the parliamentarian and the diplomatic corps, was invited to the Temple Trace and had a iftar. And that became, thereafter, presidents and everyone else continued to follow that. Unfortunately, last couple of years, due to the COVID, once again, it was restricted. But we thank you, Your Excellency, for all your services for a long period of time. Today is a very special event for the Muslims. For the Muslims all over the world and in Sri Lanka. We are thankful, once again, on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, I extend a warm welcome to the members of the diplomatic corps for inviting, for accepting our invitation and be part of this celebration. This means a lot for us because Sri Lanka has always been a true friend of Islamic countries, Middle Eastern countries. His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa was forefront in the Palestinian struggle. And he has been recognized as such by naming a street in Palestine in the name of His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa. So as Muslims, we have had a great history in this country. We have contributed toward the nation building. We've been part of the progress of this country. If you look at during the latest struggle for peace, Muslims fought along with the Sinhalese, particularly in the intelligence sector, to defeat the terrorism and bring justice to this country. Furthermore, Muslims held fort in East without giving in to the terrorism in order to allow the security forces to consolidate the position and liberate the country. And therefore, Muslims have always been an integral part of this country. As our honorable clergy very correctly pointed out, the predominant message of Islam and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is peace, is coexistence, is compassion, is brotherhood. It be with everyone and treat human alike. Similarly, in Al-Quran, Honorable Prime Minister, Your Excellency, it's very clearly said, for you to your religion, to be mine. And there is no compulsion in religion. So if there is no compulsion in religion, some people who have misled in their own ideologies have gone and created mayhem, but we will not and we cannot allow them to hijack our beautiful religion, and we will not allow that. We will fight hard and will restore the lifelong friendship and the brotherhood we have had among our people. So I'm thankful to Your Excellency and His Excellency the President, Honorable Gotabaya Rajapaksa, for their immense support despite the challenges to create a country where all its citizens feel safe, secure, and dignified. I'm sure whatever the challenges are, we will continue to forge ahead and build bridges in years to come, not build walls to separate the people. And that is why I know, as a matter of fact, being a member of the cabinet, how Your Excellency, Prime Minister, particularly, had been working hard to build bridges among the communities. He has always a lending ear, listening to people's grievances, and treat all its citizens like his own children. We are extremely grateful for that. And I have here many of our Muslim colleagues from the parliament. They all will stand with me in evidence how we respect you, how much we care for you, because the way Your Honour had supported the various races and the religions and the people in this country. So once again, it's my duty to tell, particularly to the diplomatic community, Sri Lanka is not called Pearl of the Indian Ocean just because of its shape of a teardrop. Because it's natural, not only because it's natural beauty, but also because of its diversity, peaceful coexistence. The people who live here, the smile they have in their faces, the type of relationship we have had for centuries. So, during the times of the Sinhalese kings, Muslims are welcome, looked after, provided with. There are many temple properties that are being gifted to build mosque. So, overwhelming support from the Buddhist clergy and the Buddhist communities and the others have allowed us to live peacefully in this country. Of course, just like very few extremists who had misled within our community, there are few extremist elements who want to create problems and try to interpret the Islam and Quran the way they want. It's a complex science. I and you and everyone can't interpret it. That's why we have respected ulamas to come and tell us as to how it should be understood. So some people take few words out of context without identifying the situation and try to create mayhem. But we are grateful. The vast majority of the Sri Lankans have stood test of time to create unity and brotherhood and protected each other in times of adversity. So I am confident we will continue to do so, and I'm confident we will come out of the little differences that we have. We all must also understand we have undergone a terrible 2019 Easter Sunday bomb attack. So it will take some time to heal the wounds, but we should not allow anyone, within or outside this country, to hijack our cause and to create division among our people. Because if anything, this pandemic and the vaccination have taught us, there is one lesson. Until the whole world is safe, no one is safe. Some of the advanced countries thought we will quickly vaccinate our population and we'll be safe. We don't care about what is happening in the other countries. But ultimately we saw, by the time they do it for 50% of the population, a new mutations will come, taking all their plans down the line. So similarly, we all understand in Sri Lanka, no one is safe in this country until all communities are safe. That had been understood by His Excellency, the President and the Prime Minister, and that's their message. That's why we are always, immediately after the 2009 LTT defeat, His Excellency, the President, then, and our Prime Minister, rehabilitated 12,784 LTT cadres in one of the biggest rehabilitation programs the whole world has seen, and put them back to society within 18 months. And we can be proud of that history that I don't think not more than a handful had ever gone back to extremism thereafter. So I'm sure we will also similarly rehabilitate few of the Muslim youth who have gone astray. Of course, people who are responsible will be prosecuted to the last word. Muslim community also want that in order to relieve themselves from this burden. Everyone who is even slightly involved in that dastardly act should be punished and brought to justice to the fullest extent of law. But others who have misled in their ideology, we will rehabilitate them, reintegrate them, and create a situation where all Sri Lankans can live with peace and harmony. For organizing this wonderful event and this colorful event during this very difficult times. Honorable Prime Minister, thank you once again on behalf of the Muslim community of Sri Lanka. May a very, very good Miladun Nabi felicitation for all Muslims, both here in Sri Lanka and all around the world. Thank you very much.